Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is the first round of Bring Back My Bar warm reviews for January of 2024. It was a very unique and different mix of bars. There's 25 bars in any Bring Back My Bar crop. This is part 1 of 2 reviews. I did 14 of them that I'm ready to review at this point, and I will get the other 11 done by the end of the week. I have divided them loosely into a lot of things that are more fall, winter, more bakery, and then I've got a couple lavender bars that I just threw in here too, and then the other group of them will be more spring, summer, fruity, floral, things like that. So let's just start with the 2 lavender bars that were sort of odd man out, and I wasn't sure which group to put them in, and I did these in 2 different bedrooms. So with all of these different scents that I will talk about for today with you, I've done 2 cubes of them in each space. So the lavender bars, I did the lots of lavender, 2 cubes in my bedroom area, and I actually never do warm any wax in my bathrooms because they are so small and there's no plug space for a mini warmer. But this lots of lavender is the first bar we're going to chat about today. I thought that this was going to be extremely light, and I wanted to see if it would even scent a small space like my tiny bathroom. And I will say that I love the scent profile of this lavender. It's chamomile and lavender. It's light, it's sweet, it's happy. It's not really herbal in the sense of it's got that sharp note that a lot of herbal lavenders do. The chamomile balances it. It reminds me a little bit of our Winnie the Pooh bar, but this is definitely sweeter. And I think that if you are scent sensitive and you just want something really gentle and soothing, this will be a home run. I'm probably going to have my mom try this bar out because she is so sensitive to so many things that are just too much of whatever. And I absolutely loved the way that this made a soothing, light, gentle hug kind of a smell in my bedroom. It took some time for it to build. And those 2 cubes, because I did 2 different mini warmers, one in the bedroom, one in the bathroom, and it's a very small space, so it pretty much will be the equivalent of 2 cubes in a full-size warmer. It's really, really nice. So I will repurchase this, probably just 1 or 2 other bars to tuck away for a day where I'm not feeling very good or I have a migraine or something like that. Not that I get those very often, but once in a blue moon, this would be the perfect bar for this. And or, as I said, if my mother really loves it, I'll get her some. The other lavender bar is very unusual, and it is simply called lavender vanilla, but this is not your regular lavender vanilla. This has lavender, vanilla, patchouli, which is the scent of choice for this particular round of Bring Back My Bars, and orange zest. It's gorgeous. It is different. It's a little bit exotic in the lavender vanilla department, and it's a good performer. So I put 2 cubes of this in my older daughter's room. And it is going very nicely. It's coming out into the hallway. It has all those different layers and nuances, so you definitely do not get that clean, sweet lavender vanilla that you would think of from like BBW or any typical lavender scent, because the patchouli kind of dirties it a little bit, and the orange zest makes it much more interesting. So I love this. It's not a scent I'm going to melt a lot of though, so I don't think I'll club it, but I will definitely get more. I might get 3 or 4 more of these and put them away for a rainy day. And if I didn't have tons of bars in my club, I might consider clubbing this because this is not going to come around again, and it's really, really nice. If you like the idea of lavender, but you just find it too sweet, too clean, that is your bar. So that is something that is very appealing to me. Now, the next one is called Cinnamint, and as you guys know, I'm not real keen on peppermint, and we had a bar that mixes mint and other fresh things for Christmas in our Scents of the Season called Peppermint Rush. This cinnamon does remind me of that, but I like this much better. I used it one of the first days that I had my cold, which you can still hear a little bit of congestion in my voice, but I'm feeling like 100% better. I just have that little bit of goo stuck way in the back of my sinuses still. But I can smell everything just fine now. And the cinnamon, I actually like it. Now, do I like it enough to put it in my club? No. But will I get more? I think I might get another bar of this. I actually find this quite appealing, and it was beautiful when I melted it in alternate warmers with snowberry. So this is a bar that surprised me how much I like it. And if you love Peppermint Rush, I would get this. Or if you loved the mint Christmas cottage Scentspirations bar, try this one. But I didn't really love either of those, and I like this, so there's that too. Anyway, it's an equal balance of peppermint and cinnamon in a way where the cinnamon, for me, takes the curse off the peppermint. And it would be a very, very good bar for January and February where you need to pick me up and you've got a cold, for sure. Now, the next one is a bar I've always hated. I will always hate. And, I try to have an open mind, guys. I really do. But Blood Orange Spice didn't disappoint. It did exactly the same thing it always does. It is sharp. It is bitter, it is bubblegummy, and it is spicy, all at the same time, in for me one of the most obnoxious ways. I hate this bar so. And I know for a lot of other people, there's a bar I'm going to talk about later that's what they hate from this round. This one's mine. My younger daughter likes this, so I will let her, I don't know where, use the rest of this. I put it in my basement, and this morning I was going up and down the stairs, taking at least a little bit of the Christmas clutter away, and I'm like, oh, I hate that scent. It's like a house guest that you just never want to have back. But a lot of you love this. If you do love your Blood Orange Spice, leave me a comment. I'm not trying to be rude. I just do not know what it is that is appealing about this, because to my nose, it has all of the wrong things mixed together. So longevity, that is the one thing I will give this bar. This thing will go for days. So it's got like a blood orange. It almost seems grapefruity to me, like the pith, but I know it's blood orange. And these spices and, I don't know, not my bar. So the next one is whipped vanilla pear. Now this is one where I am going to pass on it, but it's not because it's offensive. It's just not exciting to me. I do not love Scentsi's pear note, especially from like a decade ago. And this has that. It's prettier to be in the clam than when you get it into the warmer. And I did melt this in a bedroom because it's on the softer side. And if this had stayed just like it is in the clam and the pear hadn't gotten a little bit more green, a little bit more grassy, I might have wanted another bar of this because the vanilla is beautiful. But there is something in the pear, it's also in caramel pear crisp, which I do not like either, that just, I don't know. It's almost like the pear doesn't get to that mellow, beautiful, juicy stage that I want it to, and that is why it is a pass for me. But it's a good bar. The next one is called Caramel Sugar Cone, and now we're going to get into mostly the toasty, roasty, and bakery type scents. Caramel Sugar Cone was a spring-summer scent several years ago in the catalog, and people really like it. I don't care for the malt note in here, and most of the time malt and I don't get along. I like it in toasted marshmallow, but I really don't like it in this. This one barely got to a medium for me. I put it my 2 cubes, which, as I told you, I'm trying to do 2 cubes of everything in different spaces where I know they'll work pretty well. In my Florida room, I could smell it at a medium level. It was nice, but it has this slight note that to me smells like a sour strawberry. I do not hear anybody else saying that, but it's like I've got this sour, sharp strawberry note with my caramel, and I just do not care for it. So it's just a definite pass for me, but a lot of people really like this. Now we're going to get into, I don't know whether to do this bar last or just get it over with now. Simply Patchouli. I can hear the rest of you groaning on the other side of the camera. I like this. And, real shocker, my husband, who is a confirmed patchouli hater most of the time, smelled this bar on cold. He has not been home yet to smell it today while it's in the warmer. He liked it on cold, which made me very, very happy. I don't know that I will club this just because I already have Hendrix, which is the most beautiful blend that I think Scentsi's made with patchouli. But this is great. It's not too strong as far as patchouli goes. It doesn't go to this really heavy, medicinal, almost, I want to use the right word for it, but it can have a connotation that I do not even want in my home. This doesn't have that. It stays kind of clean, not too funky. This is supposed to be a mixer. That is another thing I want you guys to realize. Anything that says Simply Rose, Simply Patchouli, Simply Vanilla, way back in the day, they did this entire group of scents where the point was you mix it with something else. So Scentsi was not telling you, load up all your warmers with Simply Patchouli and just smell like that for days. They're asking you to consider this as a note to mix with other things. And so in that sense, and I even like it on its own, I think I do want more of it. If I didn't have Hendrix in my club, I might think about clubbing it. I like the scent enough that I will want more, though. It is a medium. I'm sure for those of you that are offended by it, it's the strongest thing that came in the entire box to bring back my bars. But I really like this, and I think it's well enough done that it can have a life outside of just this being bossy. It can go with other things. It would go very well with earthy scents. It would go very well with spicy scents. And I want to give this more of a try, so I will probably repurchase some more of it. Then the next one, I was hoping so much that I was going to love this. I'm conflicted about it, and that is vanilla walnut. It is a beautiful smell. A lot of us have been trying to vote this back for many years. It's really nice, but it's also extremely concentrated. And the walnut and the vanilla together, when I first put the 2 cubes of this in the warmer, it was a powerhouse. And I wasn't sure how I felt about it because vanilla usually is clean and sweet. And walnut is not something we get a lot of all by itself in wax. And I don't know whether this is a black walnut oil, if it's a regular walnut oil, but together, it almost comes off a little bit like protein powder smoothie to me, which is really strange. And after a while, whatever that too strong note, which I'm thinking is the walnut, is, it kind of burned off a little bit, and then you're left with a very appealing, very strong, warm, almost kind of woody vanilla. And I like that. So I will probably repurchase a couple more and put them away for a rainy day, but I'm not so in love with this that I'm just going to throw it in my club. And I thought I would be. So there's that. This is a great performer. If you like the combination of notes that are here, you definitely need to club this because it's not coming back. And it is extremely strong. Very, very nice. Would fill a large space beautifully. Like if you have those cathedral ceilings, this bar would be great. But it did have a grouping of notes and the way that it performed that was very surprising to me, and I'm still trying to make up my mind about it. So that's how I feel about that. I'm a little bit unclear, but I've only warmed all of these once at this point. All right, the next one is probably going to be the darling of the round for most people, and that is toasted caramel sugar. It's gorgeous, you guys. It is so, so pretty. It's not terribly strong. I would say medium at best, and it's silky. It truly does smell as though you are at the stove making caramel. And you just poured the cream or the milk over the browning sugar crystals. It's one of the more realistic, authentic scents that I've smelled from Scentsy when it comes to bakery. My only issue is, as I'm putting it in the warmer, it's not super strong and it can be a little bit waxy. I'm definitely going to club this because I'm not going to let this go. I'm going to try it out several more times over a period of a couple months before I say that I don't want it. If it was slightly stronger and I didn't think that it had that waxiness pitfall, this might be my favorite thing out of everything that we've had for this entire round, but I have a little bit of reservation about its performance. But if you love anything that's sort of creamy and caramel and a little bit unusual in its profile, you have to try this. It's very, very good. The next one, I love this scent, and that is Amaretto. I knew when I smelled it immediately in the clam that I was going to fall in love with this, and I did. Excuse me, guys. But I don't know that I'm going to melt a lot of it, which is the whole do I put it in my club or not thing. This one, if you're familiar with Buzzworthy and all of the other like almond and honey bars that we've done in the past, this is the best of the bunch for sure. It is clean. It is gourmand, but it's also a little bit soap body care in the nicest, very refined French farmhouse sort of a way. It's really, really good. It does not smell quite like an amaretto cookie to me, and it doesn't really smell like a coffee drink that would have an amaretto liqueur or anything like that. It is very honey with the almond, which is what always makes me think a little bit body care. It almost has a milky quality, and it is just gorgeous. But I think this is one where a 6-pack would do me unless my mother falls in love with this. Then I'll have to put it in my club. But because I'm not going to want this all that often. It's very strong. It's not going to be the longest lasting performer because almond tends to sort of dissipate, but it is fantastic. So scent appeal, very, very high. Is performance good? Yes, definitely good enough for me. It's just a scent that is so potent and so distinctive that I don't think it's one that I'll be reaching for a ton. Really, really good though. I'm really glad that we voted this back. All right. Next one's going to be one of my all-time favorites, and I knew that I loved this scent, Frosted Ginger Cookie. Now, similar to the Amaretto, I don't know how often, and I love my spice in my bakery, I'm going to want my entire house to smell like a hardcore ginger fest. But that's what we've got here. Oh my gosh, this smells like a really chewy ginger cookie with loads of that crystallized ginger candy. It is gooey, it is strong, it's an excellent performer. This is going in my club. I just don't know if it'll stay there for years because I might get tired of it, but it's one of Scentsi's best bakery scents, and it is so gingery, so beautiful. So I love that we have almond, that we have ginger, that we have caramel, that we have toasted apple butter, which is coming next. Oh gosh, but this is really, really good. And if you have been wanting old school Scentsy bakery with good performance and excellent layers, this is your bar. Probably one of the most solid ones in this round. It is definitely worth the gamble. You got to try that one. Okay, now we're down to toasted apple butter. This is beautiful. It's a little bit subtle. It's a little bit nuanced. It's a bakery bar, but it's a spice bar too. And it's beautiful with almost a browned butter nuttiness. Oh, this is so good, you guys. This is definitely going in my club. And I already have apple butter frosting in my club, but for me, I can never have too many beautiful fall or even all year round, deep and sweet and creamy apple and spice scents. That's just one of my favorite things that to me makes a home welcoming any time of the year, and I use it all year round. This will go into my bi-monthly and it will stay there, and it's phenomenal. And it's sort of like, if apple butter frosting is going to be too much for me, this will be what I reach for instead. It's just lower key, a little more tailored, and it is unusual. It's really, really good, guys. I'm very happy with it. I can't wait to get more of it because I think a whole bar, like 2 or 3 cubes in different warmers in the house, I'm going to find that is just loveliness. So it's not any hit you over the head one note. It's just beautiful and smooth. It's buttery, it's appley, it's spices, but they're all very nice, medium level. Nothing sticks out at you too much. It's just really good. So I know I'm keeping going on about that, but I was very happy with it. And then out of this group, and probably out of the whole round, my 2 top favorites, which are definitely going in my club, one of them probably in my quarterly and one of the bi-monthly, are going to be Falling Leaves and Everything Nice. Now, I do not remember loving Everything Nice as much back in the day as I do now. Maybe it's just that it's where I'm at or my nose has changed a little bit, but this deep roasted pumpkin with these pecans, it's like a very praline-y pecan thing, and the spices, oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of this bar. I cannot wait to order more. And it does have this really earthy roasted pumpkin. It's almost like you lit the jack-o'-lantern on fire. I'm not lying, but it's so good balanced with that wonderful praline pecan, which comes out better when you warm it. It's great. Now, some people are getting rotten pumpkin. I understand that. And I loved Forever Fall, which was also very controversial, and that was more like canned squashy pumpkin. This is fabulous. For me, absolutely fantastic. But Falling, and that's a good medium, and it goes a long time. Falling Leaves. You want to talk about an Elizabeth scent. This is cinnamon, clove, and patchouli. What's not to love? And it's not too strong. And I mean, honestly, I could mix this with simply patchouli if I wanted to amp it up. I could mix this with clove and cinnamon if I just wanted to take the clove and cinnamon down a notch. I could mix this with something apple cidery if I wanted to make more of like a really complex harvest scent. Oh my gosh, you guys. There is just something so balanced about this. It's medium strength, so it's good and present in the home. And I'm finding that as I have melted Scentsy and just any kind of scent for so many years now, some people love powerhouse scents. They want their home to just be so saturated with scent that you're going to fall over. Some people prefer really light scents because they don't want to be choked out. I tend to like it where you can walk into a room, take a breath and say, oh, that's nice. But then you have to think for just a minute, what am I smelling? So that's medium strength, and that is what I love. So this Falling Leaves, now if you're patchouli sensitive and you hate spices, you might find it very strong. But for me, it's just the right happy medium. I already took Autumn Stroll out of my club because it got way too strong. I do not know if with Cure Time this Falling Leaves might do the same thing, but I'm going to put it in for now. If it stays at this medium level, this is going to be one I will melt all fall winter long, and it's fantastic. So that is my review of the first 14 of the 25 Bring Back My Bars for January of 2024. And if you do not normally watch my channel, my lens is spicy and bakery and woodsy. Those are my faves. So a lot of the things you had here were total home runs, and I really enjoyed them. So at the end of this group, what were my standouts? Whether or not I want to club them, what did I think were the most unusual and most noteworthy scents? Were definitely the lavender vanilla, the falling leaves, and probably the toasted caramel sugar as far as scent profile. And then for things that I'm not going to get irritated by and I'm going to want to melt a lot of, I definitely think that the lots of lavender, if you want a lighter scent, I could melt a lot of that. I'm just not going to club it because I won't use a lot. The toasted apple butter. This one's probably the best all around for the long haul. Could give it to almost anyone and they would like it sent in the group. And everything nice is one I will enjoy for a long time coming. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know if you already got your kit and you're a consultant or you've gotten samples from a consultant, what you're looking forward to. And I will come back in a couple days with the rest of the bars. Hope to see you guys in January. If you are looking for someone to take care of you, my website is always open for either creating clubs, which is one of the best things about Bring Back My Bar, is that if you don't want to lose a scent, you can start a Scentsy Club. So my website's always open for that. You can email me if you have questions, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless, guys. Have a wonderful new year. Bye-bye.